Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, back on with the BM. So I was having a bit of a tinker around late last night, just pottering around in my own world, laying one of the sides out with the trellis work. Pretty much I've got it to how I want it. I've not been able to do the other side because, yeah, the mysterious length of tube is still missing and the supplier is closed today, so I can't go and get any. That's going to be Monday, Tuesday when I manage to get out and get some of that. So we've laid one side out. That's pretty much how I'm going to go. I'm very pleased with that. Don't look too closely at my joins. They're not the best. This is yeah, it's very roughly laid out, but as I'm not tigging it because I haven't had the time to sit down with that TIG set and get to grips with it, it's just going to be MIG. So you can get away with some rough joins with MIG welding because belt it on and hide it all. So don't look too closely at them joins. They're not brilliant, but that is sort of the plan I'm going with. And I have sort of flopped my big fat belly over there and bounced around a little bit. It doesn't seem to be flexing, which is all good. And there is going to be a lot of extra work go into this strength wise. I have seen it actually on a couple of YouTube videos, not a lot, but I have seen failures on subframes and stuff, even main frames. I don't wish that to happen on this because we planned some big far out trip next year. I really could do without any sort of failures like that. Stresses, constant stresses is the main one, or crashes, which I definitely don't want to do. But constant stresses with the weight of this on it and luggage, it's got to be able to handle that over long periods of time, and maybe here and there some rougher terrain bouncing around. So there's going to be a lot of extra work going on this. I'd rather go overkill than underkill, so I'm going to be putting some gussets in these corners, you know, go round it all doing bits like that. There's going to be a bit more structure going on the back end here in this area. Obviously I still haven't got the seat catch yet, so I can't do nothing down here just yet. I don't know where that's got to. It's obviously having a trip around the country somewhere before it gets to me. I don't know, but like I say, I can't do nothing down here till that comes. And any extra little bits I can get in there, like I've done here, get like some structure close to all the mounting points and stuff like that, I'm gonna do. So this is nowhere near finished yet, but you can sort of get the idea of where we're going with it. I am very pleased. We'll put the seat on at some point today, but next plan, because I've got no tube to do the other side, is start the little mudguard. Again, I'm just going to make it up as I go along. I have got the backlight. Well, not the actual backlight I'm using. I will be using one of these backlights, as I think I may have mentioned it in a previous video. Just one of the little enduro lights. That'll do. It'll do. You can pick these up absolutely anywhere. Some are better quality than others. This is not a very good one, but I can lay it all out with this one. And then we'll purchase a much better quality one when it's all done. But yeah, they're all the same. There's gazillions of these available. Some are really, really bad and some are okay. So like I say, we'll lay it out with this. So I'm basically going to build a mudguard completely around that back light. Now, it needs to be really short, the mudguard. I say that, the bit that you'll see coming from under the seat will be really short, but I'm going to bring it right down here and do some structure on the mudguard to help keep all this part of the subframe strong as well. And that'll be all bolted on. It'll have some nice like beefy cross members on there, whatever. We'll make it up as we go along, but the bit you'll see, obviously there's absolutely no need to come past the back wheel. We'll keep it within that. So it'll probably, I don't know, it won't be very long at all. It's going to be more something to carry the back light more than anything. And then after that, we'll make some sort of framework that holds the number plate, the indicators, and the number plate light. But I want to try and make a start on the Mudguard today and see where we end up. Who knows? And as always, make it up as we go along. Right, let's get stuck in. Okay, I've got some material out. It's not heavy gauge. I know this is probably going to go against what some people are thinking. I understand that. You know, why am I doing it in alloy? Why am I doing it in carbon fibre? All them sort of things. I get it. Steel is the only material I can work in. So that's how what it's getting done in. I've got this sheet. It's that thick, as you can see that. So yeah, it's not heavy at all. I've got the seat out to sort of start getting some measurements. Then we've got to consider between the frame, which I think is about 160 mil. We've got to drop in there. Also, this Mudguard is going to incorporate the hooks for the hooks on the rear of the seat, the location hooks. So I've got to think about all that. Although it's only a small Mudguard, there's going to be a fair bit going on with it, with the light fixings, with the seat hooks. And then at a later date, we'll think of the fittings that are going to carry the number plate light, and the indicators. So yeah, although it's quite a small thing, there's going to be a lot going on. I'm trying to share all my thoughts as I go along with this build. There's other things I've been thinking about as well. The air intake. Why not just stick with that and not come up with some elaborate side panels that match each side? I think I might just stick with that. That one's all beat up and broken, so I'm going to have to find another one. I'm not sure if any other models will fit this. Well, this being the 1150, I don't know if the 1100 one will fit. I think the RT was very similar. Will that fit? I don't know. I'm going to see what's available on the old eBay, see if there's anything there that I could purchase. I did spot one a while ago that was in Germany. The price of the item was very reasonable, but for some reason the postage cost was 30 odd quid, so that's not happening. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with that, keep it simple. And then I was thinking on the other side, because obviously we've done that cardboard cutout, I do want something to follow the seat a little bit, maybe on this side as well. I don't know yet, but maybe I'll utilize this side to carry something this side. Maybe, I don't know, a little toolbox or whatever. These are just thoughts at the minute, just to try and simplify the build a little bit. You know, make some at this end to follow the seat, like a little panel, and then something there that will be useful for any trips. Ted's calling me, hold on. Right, just a short break. Ted's made me some dinner. I think it's a vegetable curry. Right, give me a minute. I'm just going to have some dinner that Ted's kindly made me, and then we'll pick up whatever I was on about. Oh, that's really good. Very good. Well done, Ted. Master Chef. Spot. Right, where was I? That was delicious. Good old Ted, bless him. Right, I've plunked the seat on the bike. Like I say, I'm just trying to share my thoughts as I go along. I'm probably a bit all over the place, but that's what my head does. It is all over the place. I don't think that'll look amiss. So if I'm just made like a little panel here, I think that'll be absolutely smack on. I've just got to find one of them. Like I say, that's all broken, all the ends breaking apart, the fixing brackets all broken off. So if I can find one of them and just replace that, like I say, anything I'm talking about is not set in stone, but I just think that will simplify things. And for the running side of the bike, it's all standard. It is as it is, which is always a bonus. And like I say, the other side, if I could think of something to put there, maybe some of you guys could come up with some ideas for me. You seem very, very good at that. And not go with a full panel. Utilise something in there. Again, go for a little panel here, then put something there. We could probably do some like smaller framework, tube work, like the stuff we've done the little bar out of this around the car play, and have something that fits there, a puncher kit, you know, something like that the bike would benefit from with the long journey as a part of the luggage. A certain tool, I don't know. It's all thoughts, it's all just ideas getting thrown around at the minute. Anyway, let's press on with this Mudguard. Okay, let's take a look at the seat. So we've got the two location hooks that we've got to think about, which, like I say, are going to be part of the Mudguard, which I believe that's how it is on the Desert X. But we're trying to walk away from that now and do our own thing. So it's just, it's like the fit of it. I don't think we've got to aim for sort of Rolls-Royce panel fit. I don't think we've got to, we need to fuss over that too much. As long as it looks about right and it's doing a job, and that's where we need to go with it. So I'm going to start with the center of this, basically something that holds the rear light, and basically just build off it from there. There might be a little bit of chopping and changing going on with this, maybe a couple of bits in the scrap bin, I don't know, but we'll start with the backlight, get something central done. And again, it may be nice to sort of, like the front Mudguard, it's all sharp lines, it's all angles, there's nothing curved really. So again, that will also make this easier to sort of build with no like curves and rolls and stuff like that. We'll keep it all sort of sharp lines. Anyway, let's start trying to think of something. At least get the centre part done for the backlight. Right, I have no clue if you can see these lines I'm doing. I've literally got the camera sat on the bench. Right, I'm trying to start with like a central part, which will basically tiny bit wider than the width of the light. And then obviously we need to come up with the sides. Yeah, you'll have to bear with me because this is literally being made up as we go. You have to bear with my terrible camera angle at the minute. I should really get on the tripod, so get you up in the air a little bit. Then let's go down like that. That's about there. Right, let's start with that. Let me cut that out and get something going. Okay then, I ended up doing a little bit of extra on here. I was thinking how much of this can I fold and how much have I got to weld together. So I'm going to attempt to fold all this shape up. As we know, our folder's not brilliant. That the slightest nudge and the magnets are completely giving up now. Yeah, All right. Stay. So we'll see what we can get away with on this thing. How's that going? Let's just double check that. Oh, no, a little bit more. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Probably the gaps could have done with being a bit smaller, but hey, we can weld them up. Well, it's a start anyway. What did I say? It's a start anyway. Yeah. It's a start for the first item in the scrap bin. That happened quicker than what I thought it would. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know why. Can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't like it. I know it's a tiny bit of the bigger picture of the Mudguard, but it's just something about it that's not right in my head. So I'm changing it. There is the first item for the scrap bin. Boosh. Right, I've already cut another one out. So let's fold that up. Okay, here's our new shape. Not massively different, but different. There's just something about that wasn't sitting well in my head. So a very slight change. And hopefully this will look better. Okay, old one. You're probably thinking, that's okay. Or some of you are thinking, what the hell are you doing? New one. Just some slight angle changes. That's all we've done. Yeah, so now to think what I'm going to do with the rest of it, because right now I have absolutely no clue. So I'm going to sit here for a bit, scratching my head and coming up with some ideas. Like I say, we're just going to piece by piece put this together. Next stage, I've just got to trim these sides down so they're right down into this to continue into this point here. Right. My brain's not in gear yet. I've been doodling ideas and layouts, and then I keep thinking of other things like that I could do with this little Mudguard idea. Then I started thinking I need to stop doing that. Obviously it's going to come out so far, I think around 6 inches. And then it's obviously got to go down there. We've got the 2 hooks. Some of it's got to go between them because we need to make some that these, get the camera right, these hooks pick up. But then I'm thinking, obviously we got all that space under there, is obviously to continue it down to this cross member and perhaps make this little bit a bit of an under tray, sort of all in one. Yeah, a little bit of underseat storage would be handy, and it seems the ideal place to put it. But I've got to come up with the idea for it all to work. Again, there's a hell of a lot of things going on in that small area. I think I do want to go with the idea of the under tray. Only a little shallow one, just put a couple of bits in. And then obviously it's got to be a part of the structure that holds the back of the seat down with them hooks. Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's this little mudguard under tray idea, I think, is going to sort of evolve over a couple of days. I think it's actually going to be more thinking time than doing time on this. I think what I've got to do now is make the under seat part, and then everything's got to come off that some way. Right, I've started some plans. We have this, which probably makes absolutely no sense whatsoever at the minute. I sort of get a bit of sense of it. So yeah, this is going to be mudguard come under tray. I've decided to use, for this part of it, a slightly thicker plate, sheet, whatever you want to call it, just because I want a bit of structure in this, and then the rest of it, the mudguard part, will be out to slightly thinner stuff. So yeah, I'm going to cut that out in a minute, and there may be a bit of trimming here and there, but it'll all start making sense. Now, I know there's probably people going to question the weight. I get that. If you can think back to what we have taken off this bike, the standard bike was quite a considerable amount. I was writing all this down, wasn't I? Where I've put all them notes, I do not know. They're probably long gone. I was weighing everything that came off the bike, weighing stuff that was going on the bike, and we was getting big differences, if I remember right. But can I find them notes? Nah, they're long gone. Long gone. So what I'm going to do when this bike is finished, I know a lad who owns a scrapyard, and I'm sure if I speak to him nicely, he'll let me roll this bike in there and leave it there, and he'll give me a tenner. No, obviously it's got huge weighing scales in there. So I'm sure he'll let me roll it in there and weigh the bike when it's done. We'll do it all full of oil, full of fuel, wet weight as they call it, and see what it comes out at. Standard, I'm sure these bikes are 249 kilo, which round money is 1/4 of a ton. It's quite weighty. Yeah. I was just looking at the later ones. I think it's GS1300 now, and what I've seen, that thing is 268 kilo, which is quite a chunk. I suppose with all the modern electrics and all the tricky bits on there, it all adds up. Wherever this bike's got nothing. Engine, frame, wheels, fuel tank, seat. There's no fancy bits, no fancy electrics. They ain't even got ABS. So it really is a basic bike, which to me is far better to go and do some outlandish journeys on it. There's less to go wrong. Far less to go wrong. I had a guy here the other week from Australia. I was talking to him. We had a great day together actually. And he's going about the vehicles that they use there as basic as possible. I think a lot of them go around in really old Toyota trucks because they're very basic. far less to go wrong, especially some of the great distances you've got in that country where if you break down you could be in a lot of trouble. Anyway, I'm going to get on with this and see how this goes. I'm hoping this little thing that I've sketched out here is going to be the start, and it's going to get easier from here. We will see. Okay, that's a part of it cut out. You can probably see where we're going slightly. So that will obviously become the retaining part for the rear of the seat. What I'll do, I'll probably add these a little bit on there, so they're little wedges, basically like I've done with that bit. Anyway, we're a bit of a way off that yet. This, what I've marked out, will end up being a little box. I know it's only small, but may as well have some sort of storage there. I could even do storage down onto this part of the bike. So I'll have that little box that will end up here. And I could probably do something there as well. You know, something can go in. And if it's all done in black, it won't really stick out. The Caddy X, Desert X, has got storage under the seat, which you can see through the trellising. I don't think that's a big issue at all. At the end of the day, storage space is far more important than how it looks. So that's what that'll end up being. Now what I've got to do is obviously fold this bit, because it's got to come up under the seat there, and then shape it a little bit, and then that is what our mudguard will come off with this sunken into it somehow, some way. So yeah, we're chipping away at it. It's starting to feel a bit better. Earlier I just couldn't get my brain into gear. Not that I've got much of a brain, but I just couldn't get the bit I had into gear. It's getting there. It does click eventually. I think I might cut that hole out next, or a bit of both. Cut that out and do the fold on it, start coming up the back of the seat. And we've got to make sure it fits between the frame as well. I forgot about that bit. That mainly trimming. I'm trying to do this with one hand and holding a camera, bear with me. There we go, swap hands. Yeah, that might need trimming a little bit. It's getting there though. Right, I've just put the seat back on the bike with that plate on. Definitely going in the right direction. So a look. There we go, look. Let's just put the torch on there a minute. So yeah, I can do basically strips on the frame tubes with several holes all the way around that bolts to all the way round. That will then become a part of the frame. Yeah. Then obviously this end bit we've got to fold up so it comes up to here. But that's definitely going right. And obviously, like I say, we'll have a bit of a cutout here with a box that drops down. You'll basically just see it in there a little bit. Yeah, so far so good, I think. We have a bending problem again. Can't get it down far enough. I've really got to do something about that at some point. Remember we mentioned something about the press. People did send me some links that you can actually buy something for that, but they're quite pricey. At the minute, we've got a bike to build. I've I'm going to have a scrounge around, see what parts I can get to build one. That's what I really need to do. Because this has happened a few times now, hasn't it? Where we've struggled with our little setup here. Never mind, I'm going to figure something out for doing this so we can continue. So we can't let that hold us up right now. Okay. If I put that there, and these Bessie clamps there, look, say it's only got to be a real slight bend on this bit. If they go there, two off, that, make sure that's level. And we go like that. Ha! That's doing it. Bit more. Right, let's check that. That's not bad at all. I'll remember that little trick. That's it. Right. And I think we need another one across there, just to bring that right up to the edge. Right, this next bend, we're okay. Ooh, we're a little bit wide, but it should do it. Let's try that. How's that looking? Hey, I'll call that done. That's spot on. Woo! Excellent. Excellent. Brilliant. Right, at least we've got a start. Right, we've got the seat back on with that plate just all resting there. That's all looking good. Well, what I need to do with this now, obviously we've got these corners, they need to be cut off. So we're sort of following the shape of the seat. Then we got that little inset bit that we've done at the beginning of the day. So basically that's going to be sunken in to the mudguard, which is what I wanted. I could have done the light so it was under the mudguard like most enduro bikes where them lights go. I wanted it sunken in, and obviously causing myself headaches and problems and time consuming work, but it'll be worth it, I think. So she imagine that, what, about there I guess. And then we'll build up the body of the mudguard, following all the angles of the seat. So it'll all become one piece. Yeah, so we'll have the top coming to that bit. Then the sides angling down off it. Hold the camera right. And then we'll probably have a little thin lip round the whole thing, something like that anyway. And I think with the light in there, that'll look all right. I'll say literally it's going to be probably about that long. Right, I think that'll do me for today. It's late again. Probably doesn't look like we've done a lot, but to be honest, I did spend a lot of time trying to figure that out and think it out and wondering which direction I was going to take. But I think we're there now. we've well and truly on the way of getting that finalised. Looking forward to tomorrow now, because I'm hoping to get the end bit of the mudguard done. All this, so it's all sunk into the mudguard. We'll get some sort of nice shape going on there. Nothing too elaborate. It doesn't need that. Just simple straight lines and bends and stuff, whatever. We'll figure that out tomorrow. But the main bit's done. Well, I say the main bit. The bit that I've somehow, for some reason, struggling to work out. It's the way it is sometimes. The light bulb doesn't come on. You sit there trying to think it all out. It was one of them moments today, but we'll get there. I'm very, very happy with it and very much enjoying it. Can't thank you all enough for the comments. Obviously the patrons, absolutely amazing. As I said before, without you guys this would be impossible. The buy me a coffee thing, the super thank yous, it all adds up and helps silly old me carry on in here sharing the video with all you guys, and keeps Blue in treats as well. Obviously Blue's happy, ain't you, mate? He must be getting on, because he's come in to see if we're going to settle down for the night. He always starts wandering this time of night, so we will get settled down. I've got an edit to do actually, so, and then I might try and find time to go to sleep. But yeah, it's really coming on. It looks different again, pulled out into the middle of the shed. It really does. Can't wait to get on to the next bit. Right, that'll do. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.